You are now in a journey of Coach Kazz Stone. Coach Kazz Stone is now a coach at Kent State as an offensive coordinator and plans to work himself up until he can eventually, get his own team and be able to try to run for that college football championship. He's originally from Texas and loved football, but not just football, but the strategy of it and the different ways to score, which led him to creating a different identity for his offense. He has two forms for his offense. There's a ground strike and a ground raid, with the ground strike being more heavily run based, and the ground raid having a combination of air raid principles with also the ground game. So he brings this all to Kent State. Coach Kazz Stone, as a coach, he is offensive playbook initially is a pro style offense, and that's strictly just to, make his players as ready for the NFL as possible. So hopefully they can make it to the league and have a good transition. When he becomes a head coach, his defensive playbook will be a 4-3 multiple, but if he does have a DC that he is confident in, he will run the defense that they want. He has a calm demeanor, classic stance, and as a coach, he is a reactive schemer. So during games, he's definitely for in-game adjustments and, just reacting to what the other team does and trying to give your team the advantage by countering it. In regards to no huddle, he doesn't really do no huddle, very conservative, but in regards to offense, he is definitely aggressive. So you say, we're going to Kent State, we're in the MAC. What team are we going into? Like, what are we inheriting? Well, this offense that we're inheriting, his offense is a 61 overall. The team is a 62 overall, and the defense is a 64. The best hope for Coach Kazz Stone is that the defense is able to hold offenses low enough that, we can get this offense some points on the board and hopefully eke out some wins. But if the ground rate proves to be prolific, there's no telling what actually can be done and how good the team actually can be. In regards to the QB, we have Drew DeShields, Burrell Thomason, and Deontay Ruffin. So in Coach Kazz Stone's philosophy, he is not for pocket passers. He's inherited these pocket passers, but more than likely in the season, he will encourage them to transfer if he doesn't get a good offer from somewhere. Drew DeShields is a dual threat. Royal Thomason is a backfield creator. Now, typically, Coach Kazz Stone does do dual threat quarterbacks. That's his favorite. But lately, backfield creators have been considered. There are some positives to backfield creators, and it feels like there's a lot more mobility and freedom of offense when they're running. More likely to scramble, more likely to see things happening and adjust to the defense and make good plays. There might be some plus side to having a backfield creator as a quarterback, but when you go through the stats, when you compare Drew DeShields and Tomlinson, Drew DeShields has way better awareness. Tomlinson does have better throw power, but accuracy, that all is Drew DeShields. And one thing that Coach Kazz Stone is about is accuracy and taking care of the ball. So with that being said, that obviously leaves Drew DeShields as a starting quarterback. 40 running back room. We have Gavin Garcia, Marquez Hicks, Terrion Martin, Aiden Harris. I told you those players because they will not play. These are East and West playmakers, which means they're most likely more faster players, but they're also more pass catch. They're not really built for heavy running. This offense is built for heavy running. So we need our elusive bruisers like Jordan Newman. We need our contact seekers and backfield threats like Jose Kimbrough and Donovan Delaney Jr. These are players who are going to be running up the middle because that's what we do. We don't run to the outside. We go straight through the gut and we go, face to face. We're going to put you and we're going to punch you in the mouth and see how you react to it. And we're going to keep coming. We're not going to stop. So we need running backs that can actually do that as well. These will be the players that we really focus on this year, and hopefully, they do very well and carry this offense. In regards to fullbacks, Coach Kazz Stone's philosophy is we don't really need a fullback when you have a tight end. Tight ends, when they can catch out of the backfield and when they can block. I mean, at that point, why do you need a fullback? You don't need a fullback. Just get a tight end that can block, a tight end that can go off for passes, and you're good. Tight ends are besides the running back, one of the most important positions for this offense. They're like a safety valve, and they're really needed. And this is a team where our offense will be run through the halfbacks and the tight ends. In regards to the receivers, Coach Kazz Stone has inherited a team with a lot of receivers. Honestly, the only ones that you should really worry about is Deshaun Martin, the sophomore out of Springfield, Ohio, Cade Walford, the receiver out of Jackson, Ohio, and Wayne Harris, the freshman redshirt out of Charleston, West Virginia. These are the three players that you really need to worry about because these are the main players. And pretty much the juniors and seniors that are on the squad that are receivers, they're not going to get that much PT. They might get some, but they're not going to get a lot. Honestly, this team is young, and in regards to this team, most of the freshmen and sophomores are going to be starting. We're building for the future, and we want to get them reps in. So the juniors and seniors, unless they're like really, really good, they're not going to be starting or playing as often. As tight ends, you see we have a good tight end room, but Taylor will be starting. Like I said, the freshman will be starting and taking over, and then we fill in the gaps from there. We have faith in Dakota Taylor, and this freshman, we feel like he can really do well. Now, obviously, brand exposure isn't that good, but if we have a good offense and a good season and try to make it to a bowl game, we might be able to keep him from transferring. So we'll see how that goes. Then our offensive line, 67, 67, 77, 73, 67. So you see our offensive line, they leave much to be desired. We got to hope that they can hold up against these defenses in the MAC and give our quarterback time to move. But I honestly think to protect the quarterback, the ground raid probably won't be implemented until we get a stronger offensive line. We may just do the ground strike, which is a lot more run heavy. But I think just doing that will protect the quarterback and at least be able to keep the games close and keep us in close games. So I don't really see the offensive line as an issue because we won't put them in a position to fail. We want to put them in a position to win. And what we would do will be an old school, hard-nosed offensive team that runs the ball up the middle, plain and simple. We'll make it work. As far as the contract, this is a 1-year deal, and the goal is to win 4 games. As you can see, last year they went 0-12, and the year before they went 1-11. So if we win 2 games, we're improving upon the last 2 years. But Coach Kazz Stone has high expectations, and we're not aiming for just 2 wins. We're aiming for more than that. So with that being said, we're going to do our best to win 4 games, and really the ultimate goal for this season, I think, for Coach Kazz Stone's offense is to be one of the top offenses in the MAC, and not just that, but hopefully lead this team to a bowl game. That is the goal. If we can do that, that'd be amazing. And hopefully, we can get that going. Other than that, what we're looking at as far as the teams. Let me go to conference standings real quick. As you can see, Akron 67, Bowling Green 67, Buffalo 74, we're 62. Miami University 71, Ohio 71, Ball State 64, Central Michigan 67, Eastern Michigan 67. As you can see, that's tough. So it's gonna be a tough conference for us. We're hoping we can squeeze out some wins, but we're definitely we're at a disadvantage. These teams are really good compared to ours, and we do have some games, in the beginning of the season that hopefully we can get wins in. We're going against FCS East, Georgia State. Buffalo is a conference game, but Sam Houston. I don't think and UTEP. That's not a conference game either. So, we do have games that we're going against teams where we can potentially win, and that's really the hope is we can win those games. At minimum, we want to at least get 3 wins this season based off the schedule. Any wins we get in conference, I think that's bonus because it's going to be a very tough schedule. But all in all, the goals for the season is to at least win 4 games. I'm going by the contract. We want to win at least 4 games and my personal goal for this offense and this team is to become the top offense in the MAC and to at least make it to a bowl game. So this is Coach Kazz Stone's offense. He is the offensive coordinator at Kent State, and we will follow Coach Kazz Stone through his journey of being a coach in the college football world. This is a Simulation Room, brought to you by Hard Reset Media.